Ultimately, the forest goddess was pleased by their prayers.
I have understood your problem, my child. In a few months from today, a beautiful princess will be born in your palace. However, there will be one flaw in her.
Flaw?
What kind of flaw?
She will have a strong liking for wearing new clothes every day, and this habit of hers may bring a great crisis in your life. So tell me, do you still wish to have a child?
Goddess, it doesn't matter if there is some pain along with such great happiness.
As you wish.
As per the blessings of the goddess, a princess was born in the royal palace just a few days later.
Huh? Huh?
Congratulations! A daughter is born!
My little princess.
Listen, everyone!
As soon as this news spread throughout the kingdom, the entire kingdom lit up like Diwali in celebration of the king's joy. As time passed, Princess Chitralekha became more beautiful.
You must be feeling tired from keeping it on your head all day. Let me wear it for a while.
As you wish, princess. It looks so beautiful.
What are you doing? Colors are not meant to be kept like this, but to be spread and enjoyed. You're looking good. Where is my special attire for today? Here it is, princess. Huh? Huh? What is this? Will Princess Chitralekha wear such ordinary clothes? Even after my instructions, you haven't added any diamonds to it. And where is the work of golden flowers on it?
Pardon me, princess, but when I went to the minister, I couldn't get the necessary things. For the time being, please choose and wear one of these clothes.
Once Princess Chitralekha wears a dress, she does not even touch it again. And you are talking about re-wearing these?
The prince's collection of jeweled clothes kept growing, and the treasury kept emptying. As Chitralekha grew up, the goddess's warning to the king seemed to be coming true.
Is the treasury empty? With your presence in the palace along with so many soldiers, such a major theft occurred and no one knew. The thief should be arrested as soon as possible.
Forgive me, my king, forgive me. But this is not any kind of thief's work. The entire treasury has been exhausted in making the princess's clothes.
What did you say? Making clothes?
Yes, my king. This is a time of critical crisis for our kingdom. I tried to inform you, but every time you refuse to listen, saying that whatever the princess wants should be given to her. So, what should I do?
So what did he say wrong in this?
Calm down, princess. Don't talk like that. Don't forget that I have to take care of the entire people of the kingdom along with you.
The entire kingdom was immersed in worry. Seeing the severity of the situation, the king comes up with a solution. The king went to the forest with his daughter to seek help from the goddess.
Oh, goddess, please help. I have come here to seek your help. Have mercy on me, goddess.
I know the reason for your visit here, my king. Remember, I had cautioned you, but you didn't pay any heed to it.
Please forgive me, goddess. But now my entire kingdom is in distress. You are the only one who can help us.
All right. In order to help you, all I can do is send new clothes for your princess every single day.
What? Really? I'm blessed, goddess.
But princess, be aware, there is also a condition. If you exchange the clothes I provide with someone else, everything will come to an end on that day.
Huh? This will never happen, goddess.
As you wish.
From the very next day, new clothes used to appear for the princess every day, and she felt quite happy while wearing them. The days, months, and seasons changed. But what didn't change was the princess's restless mind. After enjoying for some days, the princess began to get bored of wearing the goddess's clothes. And with time, she even forgot her promise to the goddess.
So beautiful.
I know I'm beautiful.
Who is this beautiful girl?
Huh?
Whoever she might be, but no one can be more beautiful than the princess. But who cares?
Well, the princess is indeed beautiful. She has precious clothes and jewelry, but she still looks so lovely even in these ordinary clothes.
I'm wearing such beautiful clothes, adorned with jewelry given by the goddess. Yet how can she look so beautiful? It seems there's something special about her clothes, and I should be the one to have the most beautiful clothes on earth. Hey you, listen to me.
Look, the princess is here.
Greetings, princess.
Look, I need to go to the fair. And if the people there recognize me, it will be a problem. So, if you don't mind, can you give me your sari in exchange for my clothes?
My sari? Are you joking with me, princess?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Huh? What's this? Where have I come to? Huh?
Even after my warning, you have exchanged the clothes I gave you with someone else, and you have dared to disobey my command. For this, you will surely be punished.
What mistake have I made? Please forgive me, goddess.
There is no forgiveness for not obeying my command.
Huh?
You will have to leave this world immediately.
No, please don't do this, goddess.
Champa was a little adorable girl who lived in Vijayanagar with her parents. And her best friend was her mouse Minnie, with whom she used to play all day long.
All right, Minnie, don't come out. I brought rice for you. Champa! Hide, Minnie, hide! Champa! Are you done feeding him? Oh, will you keep feeding him? Or will you make some arrangements for eating at home too? Go and bring some dry wood. Only then will the food be cooked. I will just go and come back. And yes, Minnie and I will eat kheer today. Huh?
After a while, Champa got tired of searching for wood in the jungle, but couldn't find any dry wood anywhere.
From where should I get dry wood?
Champa was so tired that as soon as she sat down, she dozed off. And what happened to her afterwards, she could have never imagined.
Champa? Champa? I am talking to you. But how can you talk? Because you can hear me. If I were dry, I could have been to help you. But all around me are these large leafy bushes and not a single ray of sun reaches me. What shall I do? How do I stay dry? No one even cut these bushes.
Don't look at me. It's not my fault. See? I am wet myself because the sun's rays don't reach me as well.
What? The leaf is also speaking?
Yes, because you are listening. That means I am speaking. And yes, the mistake is the sun's, not mine.
What should I do? I want to give light to everyone, but these dark clouds always cover me.
Don't blame me. I'll show you the right way. Did you see it? This wind won't let me go anywhere else.
Now, what should I do? Are you seeing that tall palace in front of me? Its gate is always closed. Then tell me, how can I go beyond it?
After listening to everyone, Champa felt that all the trouble was because of the palace gate. That's why she went straight to the palace to meet the queen.
So you want to know why I keep the gate closed? Are you looking at that parrot? It tells me such wonderful stories that I don't want any disturbance due to the open gate.
So you are the root cause of all the problems.
No. I have also come here running from my problems. The owner of the pond in the jungle kept threatening to drown my nest in the water repeatedly.
Wherever Champa went, she learnt about a new problem. But she decided that she would solve everyone's problems, even if she had to go into the jungle. And with this determination, she reached the location shared by the parrot.
So the parrot used to live here, and all the problems started from this pond. Who are you?
The owner of this pond, and my intention was absolutely not to drive away the parrot. The elephant comes here and threatens me every day that he would drink all the water from the pond. So, I vented my anger on the poor parrot.
You should learn to control your anger. You have no idea what problems have arisen due to your anger. Everyone is troubled.
Tell me, should I bite you? Tell me. Tell me.
I will get rid of you today at any cost.
Wait! If you drink all the water from this pond, what will the other animals drink?
So what should I do? The snake sits on my tail and threatens to bite me. I just want to throw the snake off by pouring the entire pond water on myself because my trunk can't reach my tail.
Elephant King, today I'll tell you the truth. I sit on your tail not to bite you, but to protect myself from that potter in the village. I just go to his house to eat the mouse there. But as soon as he sees me, he starts running behind me to beat me.
Champa was unsure about what to do in this situation.
Everyone has their own problem. I don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying.
Therefore, to find out the truth, She went to the potter's house.
That snake is troubling me too much. Whenever he comes, he breaks up pots. No matter how hard I try, he escapes every time. But the day I catch him, it will be his last day.
Why are you laughing?
What should I do if not laugh? What a foolish person he is. He doesn't even know that the snake comes here not to break his pots, but to eat me.
What do you mean?
I come here in search of food, just for 4 grains of rice. And I also get to stay in the pots made by him.
What? My entire journey led me to a little mouse. Do you have any idea how big a problem you have created in the pursuit of 4 grains of rice?
How do I know?
All right. What if I give you those 4 grains of rice?
Then why would I come here? Tell me.
All right, my friend. My friend Minnie will bring you the grains, and when they are finished, I will send for more. But do not come here again, okay?
Champa started sending grains for the mouse. And everything was resolved. With the mouse gone, the snake also stopped coming there. Delighted by the departure of the snake, the elephant also promised not to trouble the owner of the pond anymore. Champa conveyed this news to the parrot, and the parrot returned to his home. As soon as the parrot left, the queen opened the door of her room, allowing the air to flow through the door. After that, the owner of the pond never troubled the parrot. And the clouds also moved away from the sun. Now the sun rays fell directly on the bushes, causing them to dry quickly, and the wet wood placed there also dried.
Champa, are you sleeping? Wake up, wake up. Oh, I told you to bring wood. Have you started dreaming after collecting the wood? Dream? I don't know it was a dream or reality. But mother, 4 grains of rice can change the world. What do you mean? Nothing, mother. You just keep giving me a little rice every week.
Champa's mother had no idea what Champa was trying to convey. But a mother is ultimately a mother. Without asking any questions, she gave Champa a handful of rice and Champa...
Wait! Prince!
No, I don't want to marry the princess.
If all the princes keep running away like this, I'll leave my kingdom and go somewhere else.
No, no, father. Don't say that. I'm ready for marriage.
Huh?
But I have one condition.
What condition?
I will marry the one who can take care of my rabbits and feed them for 1 whole month.
Listen, everyone! Whoever takes care of the princess's rabbits...
And within no time, this news spread like wildfire. Many princes came forward to try their luck by fulfilling the condition.
Give them the rabbits.
The rabbits created such a commotion that within a short time, all the princes left the rabbits there and ran away.
So many princes from different places came, but they could not handle these little rabbits. I don't see anyone far and wide who can complete this task.
Wonderful.
Pardon me, my king. I can fulfill your condition.
An ordinary shepherd?
No. What if he fulfills the condition? Will my daughter spend her entire life with him?
As per the announcement, we'll have to hand over the rabbits to him for now.
Ah.
Princess? I have never seen your rabbit so happy. There is definitely something magical in the tunes of that shepherd's flute.
Is it? Well, that's interesting.
Influenced by the commander's words, Princess Tara secretly went to see all this herself. And seeing her rabbit so happy there, she couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, Kirti saw the princess sneaking around. And that's how they meet. And after that, they started meeting every day. As soon as the king gets to know about it, he becomes furious and makes a plan to stop Kirti from fulfilling the condition.
Wow! How beautiful. These rabbits are very adorable.
The king?
Can you give me at least one for my daughter? In return, I'll give you a gold coin.
Yes, why not? But for that, only a gold coin will not work. You will also have to do some other work, just like washing dirty clothes, giving a massage, and also polishing my shoes.
No one seems to be watching. And then, how many clothes and shoes can this shepherd have? I am ready. Oh my God, so much work. You made me do the work of the entire village. At least now give me a rabbit.
Yes, here you go.
Got it.
My king, where is the rabbit?
Here it is.
Wow, my king, you didn't just bring a rabbit, but also solved our problem. Hey, stop!
Oh, what have you done? Stop!
You are very special. The king himself took you on a tour of the palace.
Now it was Queen Ketki's turn to bring the rabbit.
Oh, wow. You play the flute so well. And these rabbits are so cute. I feel like taking them with me. Can I have one of them, please?
Why not? But I have a condition. You have to do some work for me.
I already knew this.
Huh?
Close all the windows and doors of this room. Quickly, do it.
Wow. He was so confident of marrying my daughter. Listen, start preparing for the celebration.
Oh no! Why did you open the window?
As soon as 1 month passed, Kirti reached the palace the very next day to marry the princess. Seeing all the rabbits safe, Queen Ketki put forward a strange condition in front of Kirti.
Bring 3 sacks. You don't have to fill them with any objects, but with your own words. Can you do it?
Yes, with your permission, I can certainly try.
Go ahead.
Once upon a time, there was a powerful king whom everyone feared in the kingdom. But one day, an ordinary shepherd made him wash his clothes, massage his dirty feet, and polish his shoes.
Oh no, he knows everything.
The name of that king was...
Stop! It's filled. It's filled. The sack is full.
But there are still 2 more sacks left, my king. Once there lived a very beautiful queen. But one day, listening to an ordinary shepherd, she sewed his torn clothes and trimmed the wool of his sheep. The queen's name was...
Stop it! Stop it!
Enough. It's enough.
Once upon a time, there was a very beautiful princess who fell in love with a shepherd. She used to come to meet him every day on the hill.
It's done. Stop it now. Well done. You have passed this test too. You are blessed with a wealth of wisdom. Undoubtedly, we couldn't find a better match for the princess than you.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.